Hey y'all, it's H.O.E season. Welcome to another episode of the Grow, Glow, and H.O.E Heal Over Everything podcast. I'm Talitha. This is Nakia. Let's go, friend. We are celebrating New Year's, you guys. It is getting ready to be 2025. We are here, and if you're like me, you are waiting to tell 2024 bye-bye.
Peace out.
It has been a year. So first, let's get into it. This episode is sponsored by us because we're just the bomb diggity.
I want to celebrate me.
Yes.
Okay, Snoop.
Check out that Grow, Glow, and H.O.E merch.
Yeah.
Shop GGH, y'all. Get your sweatshirts, your hoodies, your water bottles, coffee mugs. Let's get into it. Come on with us and go on this Heal Over Everything H.O.E journey.
I'm for it.
Yes. We're our own sponsor.
Yeah, I love it. Like, have people been checking out our merchandise?
Y'all better be.
Cups. Okay.
Yes.
Candles, not this one, but
Yeah.
a much better one online. We have our sweater. I've been wearing my chilling with the snowies or rolling with the, what we rolling with? The
Chilling
snowies?
with the snowies.
Okay.
We got our Love Yourself and H.O.E.
Yes.
Hydrate and H.O.E.
Hydrate and H.O.E. Okay. And I can't wait for February next year when Valentine's rolls around because I've already started designing our Valentine's merch, which will drop January because I'm going to do like the Dollar Tree.
Okay.
I'm going to put the new season in 2 months before.
Oh, you mean $1.25 tree? They went up.
I know. That's
And I
sad.
hate it.
25 cents was my tax. Now I got to add on to the 25.
I hate it. But y'all, we are here. You see, we are sparkling. We are ready to go into this new year with some type of shine, whether it's really in our heart or we just got a mask on.
Okay.
We are going to fake it till we make it. But we going into this new year.
With concealer and foundation.
And all that, right? So today we're going to talk about new year, new energy, resetting your mind, body, and soul for a fresh start. And I want to say it is not new year, new me bullshit. That bothers me so bad because you're the same person from the 31st to January 1st.
Oh,
You're not,
old bullshit.
Right. You are not a new you.
No.
But what you can be is have a new mindset. You can have new intentions, new goals, right? But it irks my spirit. And then 500 people, y'all be in the gym on that new year, new me crap, and y'all be in there for 2 weeks, and then you back at home being a big back. Like, you could have just stayed at home because that's what I do. I don't go to the gym for the new year.
I looked at my Peloton this morning. It says, don't think about it. I see you when I see you in 2025.
No,
Peloton.
friend, no.
Like, no. No.
Right. But it's people kill me acting like because the clock struck midnight, I'm a new person.
Yeah.
No, you the same person.
Yeah.
But have you set new goals? Do you have new intentions?
Yeah.
Because I read something that said it's not a new year if you go into it with the same like mindset. You know what I mean? It's just another year. It's not a new year. So yeah, like we need to reset because honey, when I tell you I'm looking forward to saging the mess out of my house. I don't know what has been living in there this whole year, but some energy has been trash that has just swarmed around my house, my life. It's like this heavy, dark cloud. Let me tell you. And the super saints that don't like the sage, and there was no sage in the Bible.
Listen, that's why we were laughing coming in and talk about that B. Simone girl. Because, I'm going to bring that up in this conversation. I saged today, right? I was saging because I found myself feeling like, and then I'm like, girl, why?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, last night while I was at dinner, I was sitting next to someone that I previously met. And she said something to me. She goes, my daughter always say, Mom, when you come home, you go, God, I thank you for this warm bed. Or I appreciate this warm bed. And I often forget, but I'm always mentioning my bed. Mm-hmm. Like even when I was on vacation, girl, I couldn't wait to get back in my bed.
I'm ready to get back to my bed.
I want my bed. I adulted. I took my time for 3 months and tested out the type of bed I wanted for myself. So I appreciate my comfort, but I appreciate more that I have a roof to lay that bed in. Mm-hmm. And so to your point, sage, prayer, crystals, whatever you need to remove that type of energy that's sitting in a space that you have to operate daily and live in, do what you got to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Yes, because like you just said, sage incense, all that was in the Bible.
Yeah.
And again, this is not about religion. I'm only addressing y'all super saints because it's funny how you cuss, you fornicate, you do all the things, but sage is where you draw the line. Like that just sends me over.
I refuse to put that smoke in my house. Pass me the weed though.
That sends me over, right? But Jesus burned incense in the tabernacle. And again, I'm not about, y'all know I'm a preacher's kid, so I will give y'all the Bible if you want it. But the point is, all the things that we do and that our culture, represents and brings does have some roots either in the Bible or from Africa, from whence we came.
Very cultural.
So that's what I'm saying. Like people they're so extra, so super saintish. And I feel like every religion has them. But I call the Christians the super saints.
Girl.
And but yeah, so I can't wait to sage. I've been decluttering. I moved some things around in the house. I changed my room closet.
Yeah, me too.
Into something different, a still room closet, but just wanting to reset, reshift, and refocus the energy.
Yes.
That I have to dwell in, right? Because most of us are in our homes the majority of our days.
Yes.
And so you have to be in a place of peace. The world is chaotic enough. Like your four walls, whatever they look like, should be your most safest and most sacred place.
They should not look like the poltergeist. They should not. They should not look like Carrie. Your walls should not be bleeding. Like you need.
Like this red eye have on.
You know what I mean? You can't be out there, okay, with your walls.
Yeah.
It should be a sacred space.
So to go into the new year, I'm so anxious to just breathe, woosah.
Yeah.
Nothing smells better to me than a clean house and you light that candle. Because my mama taught me if you don't light a candle, you didn't really clean.
You didn't really clean.
I don't know what that has
Bleach
to do
and
with
candle go together.
Yeah. But if you do not light a candle when you're done, you really did not clean.
You didn't clean.
And I don't know why, but I've been sticking with that. And listen, this thing is about to even make me eat some black eyed peas. Like that's how, and I don't like black eyed peas.
Well, I will just add that
please and thank you.
Bleach and candles don't really go together.
Right. They don't.
Don't put them together.
Yeah, don't put them together. But after you bleach and you Clorox and you Pine Sol, and you light your candle.
But y'all telling me this now? I told you I've been bleaching my candles, but not bleaching my candles, but I do light candles, and I like to smell the fact that my floors are clean with bleach. So I shouldn't be doing that. The window's open.
Y'all heard Solomon? Yeah.
No. Hey, something explode or something.
Yeah, right. Because, bleach is flammable.
Yeah.
That's what he means. So what if...
Yeah, I'm not going to have it close to the floor.
Okay. Just put me out here in case of emergency person, friend, because if I call you, you don't answer for 10 days, I know you're passed out.
Be like, girl, sit down somewhere.
Somewhere passed out.
This is a soft life I live.
But yeah, do you, I don't know, do either one of y'all, do you guys put some Fabuloso or some Pine Sol and boil it on the stove?
I used to before Fabuloso. They reported it has bacteria in it. So they did a recall.
We got cancer and stuff from Fabuloso?
Girl, they did a recall. It had bacteria in it.
Well, I don't do it anymore, but I just remember I love the smell of that when I ran out of candles or something.
I've never really used it, but I heard it.
Smell good. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to be
What about you, Solomon?
Pine Sol reminds me of when we were poor and broke. Honestly, that's just... I don't
get it. We're not laughing at your trauma.
It's 409 or bust for me. Sorry.
Okay. Really? 409. Yeah. Pine Sol reminds me of the black lady with all the different scents on the commercial.
Solomon's on something. My guy, I never thought about that, but Pine Sol reminds me of when I was a kid.
That's your trauma.
We were poor and broke.
Yep. That's what I mean. That's all you had was Pine Sol.
Pine Sol and Ajax.
Yep.
Mine was comment.
Well, girl, you
put the comment.
Bougie.
You put the comment in the tub. You let it sit for about 3 hours. I don't know why.
I bet you ate a full course meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Never.
No. With comment?
No. My mom just had.
What kind of peanut butter did you use?
That question.
I didn't like peanut butter.
Okay.
What kind of jelly did you use?
Welch's.
Oh, they was rich.
Yeah, we was on the Smuckers.
Thank you. Last question. What kind of deodorant did you grow up on?
I didn't use deodorant. I'm just kidding.
Didn't or don't?
I don't remember.
Tussie girl. Anybody watching this episode, hashtag Tussie girl. You have to put your hand in the jar and put it on the...
Not hashtag
Girl, we was sweating by second period. It was a mess.
Yes, no.
Secret was not allowed in the house. We just couldn't afford
it. I'm still kind of a young tender, so that might have been before my time. I'm only 2 years younger, but
I'm an old
still,
bitch. You're
I
a
don't see. I'm an old bitch. Y'all, we are just in such a good mood. And if you could have seen us coming up in here, it's a struggle. And that's the thing. Like, you have to smile and grow through what you go through.
Yes.
You know, and you have to find a way to glow, grow, and continue to hold while still healing. Like, you know, we've both talked about, you know, some of our journey, and we're so excited to go into this new year. We had our planning meeting last week, and we have some new episodes and topics and guests coming up for you guys in 2025. But this year has really been a struggle for both of us in different like ways. And we've had to encourage one another while encouraging our own self.
What's that church song? You know the gospel song.
Need you.
You need me. That is it. That is it.
I need you to survive. Yeah.
Yes.
We have to, yeah. Or you talking about
that too.
Encourage yourself.
Encourage yourself.
Yes,
That too.
That's another good one.
Yes.
Yes. But we have to, right? And I'm just like thinking of things that I can do different, my goals, my intentions. And one thing for sure for me would be there's some things I need to let go of. Like, seriously, let go. I think we mentioned, you know, we, in the plural sense of the word, like we mentioned healing and moving forward. But some of us, me, raise my hand, I don't really let go. I'll forgive somebody, but baby, I ain't forgetting. And that's part of my problem. Because I need to be able to let it go. It's still holding on, because the fact that I can reach back in my bag when we get into argument, not you and I, but me and whomever, we get in an argument, and I can reach back in my bag about what you did and said that pissed me off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because in April of 1973, you said, you know, you haven't let it go.
Yeah.
And so I'm noticing this year for sure that I need to let some stuff go, because it's weighing me down. Yeah. And things that I know I've healed from. But the fact that I keep it so close in my clip in case I got to put that one bullet in there, and that's toxic. That's toxic. That's one of my toxic traits.
And self-defense at the same time.
Two things can be true at once. Two things
can be true.
Yeah, so I need to let some stuff like go. And that will, I hope and feel, help me to reset and reshift and, you know, really get my energy together. Energy is such a powerful thing, you know. You can be in a whole party and be the Debbie Downer and bring the whole
yeah,
because they worried about you.
Yeah,
I don't want that. Good. But I think I've been that in 2024 in some cases. I haven't had it. And instead of saying no, I'm not gonna come, I'll skip, I still go, and then I done brought the vibe down.
First of all, give yourself a round of applause.
Do you have it?
No, but thank you.
Yeah, I got it.
And just being aware, because self-awareness is number one. Because some people don't know or don't care when they step into a room knowing that they probably shouldn't be there, and then they go, oh well, and then spread that. So knowing that there's a shift that has to occur for yourself is number one. That's congratulations, right? And being aware and having the intent to do it is another. So you're already in that space. So it's only up from there.
Just have to do it.
You just have to do it. You know, the energy, like you said, energy is very heavy. It's very real. For the past couple of days, I've been feeling, I feel great overall, right? I can't complain. Like I said, I go home to a warm bed. I thank God for it. And a very safe space, because within the confines of my home is very safe.
Right.
Tanya, my cleaning person, was there yesterday, and when I was out with my sister, she, you know, did her thing. And when I walked back in, I had already, let me say this. I usually pre-clean before she comes, because I have a grandma that would make us clean up the tables of a restaurant before we leave, because of course the stigma in the Black community is we were nasty, you know, growing up. Black people don't tip, Black people this. So it's been ingrained in me before I leave a restaurant, I always straighten up the plates. Gotcha. It's just a natural thing. So to have a person that comes and clean, she's really there for my self-care. But I don't want her to have to clean up literally behind me. I find that to be inconsiderate and tacky, right? She's not there to clean up my undergarments. Right. So I typically would pre-clean before she gets there. So all she has to do is clean, mop, wash walls, whatever it is needs to be done. And Friday night, I pre-cleaned and I moved that big dining room table that in the living room to my closet room.
Okay.
And that little round table in the closet room to the living room.
Okay.
And I condensed the living room to make more space in the living room to make it look spacious. And I learned how to position my chairs to pull them in closer to the table.
You better feng shui yourself.
Right? So now I feel like I have more room. I have less space being taken up. And now the table that was in the living room that's in the room is where I put all my perfume stands on so I can walk in and see my smell goods. Because I like knowing that I have nice, good smell goods. I'm not spraying Bath and Body Works, no shade. But I want to walk around.
A little shade, though.
A little shade. I don't want to walk out smelling like mist. And then I come in smelling like, funk later because it done wore off. And so I say that because the energy changed as soon as I did that, but it completely transformed once the place became clean that next day. So I applaud you for being self-aware because that only leads to the intention of actually doing.
Yes.
And I think you are to give yourself grace and applause, but I want you to hear it from me.
Yeah. That's a real friend. Get you some friends that celebrate the little wins too.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of times people are focused on the big wins and, oh, you graduated. Oh, you got married. Maybe I woke up today. I got up out of my bed when I literally had nothing to give. Like, get you some friends that celebrate the little wins. So thank you for that. I love that. Oh, I can't wait to come over now.
Yeah.
And see it.
It's inviting.
That's good. Did you notice your own energy change when you came back in to your new space?
Oh, yeah. For one, Mango stays in the killer now if I'm not there. I don't want you roaming around my place. It's clean for me, not for you, dog. Okay? So he's in the kennel now.
Okay.
I felt like I was breathing lighter. I felt like I just had a very clear space. It's just a different environment. And I truly appreciate having the ability to have someone take care of my personal mental health in regards of that. Because while this person is cleaning, I'm able to create other things. I'm able to be a part of other things. Because if I had to clean, now I'm taking up my day of, I can't go. I really need to clean today. Why am I dedicating a day to cleaning? The cleaning should come in throughout the week for me. It should not be a part of my day. So now that someone does it, I don't have to do that.
I love that. I might need to get Tanya a number because, my God.
I pay her. In the comments, I always say, thank you for taking care of my mental health.
Right. And it's little things like that. I think honoring and acknowledging what you need and what you want. That's part of the self-care and the mental health, right? Is knowing, hey, I don't want to clean. Just like you say you want a chef one day because you don't want to cook. That's honoring and acknowledging not only what you want, but what you desire, what you deserve, and now taking the steps to do it.
Yeah.
So that's good. I wrote another little point down about accountability and needing that going into the new year. Audacity was at an all-time high in 2024. So I feel like accountability needs to surpass that in 2025. Not only being accountable to what we do and how we may harm ourselves, but being accountable to how we treat others. And maybe how we're, what's the word I'm trying to think of? How we're, I don't know. I'm going to get to it. I'm having a menopause moment.
I can tell you it's not even my intention. It's my action at this point. Audacity is at an all-time high when it comes to inhumane behavior. So as of lately, if you're in my way, it's no longer excuse me, it's excuse you. Okay? And I've done that all this week and I feel so empowered doing it because I'm not, and typically it's people that look like this. I'm just being honest. And I'm intentionally doing that because of the audacity that you believe that you're walking on my side of the street, that I have to now move or stop and get out of your way. It's no longer happening. I'm no longer subconsciously going, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, when you're in my way. Right? I ran track for years, so I know my lane. And
you better preach for that.
Right? So I tell people all the time, if like the ex, he used to go, I hate when you stop and get behind me because how can I protect you if you're behind me when I go, listen, if someone's coming and you're on the wrong side and I'm on the right side of the lane because I ran track, then I'm going to slow down so you can get in front of me. I'm not going to speed up. I don't want to speed walk. You're already move in front of me. Let me fall back and then go. Like, I have an order.
Yeah, drive to the right.
Drive to the right.
We are not in London.
Yeah,
drive to the right.
Right.
That goes with walking too.
Yes.
Yes.
So the order is I am going to create humane behavior, even if I have to show you what you look like. So when you meet me with the energy, I'm going to meet you back with that. My sister and I went to Total Wine yesterday, and this gentleman was backing out, and he had his wife in the car, and they looked like this, just happened to look like this. And it was another guy walking who was in their way. So it was this tug of war of them trying to get out. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for them to move, but I don't know if he's moving because I couldn't tell when I pulled up. He could have been pulling in, or he could have been pulling out. I don't know. But anyways, I'm getting ready to pull in the space because I don't know that they're waiting to pull out the space. And then the wife calls herself, getting buck with the window up, of course. Well, I'm in that FAFO space, and I got buck back with her.
It's with the window up for me because we rolls our windows down.
And did.
Yeah, but y'all do all this talking and popping it with your windows up.
Girl, her husband was like, and before she saw me, she was extra until she saw me that I was ready to be extra back with her. Like, first of all, let me remind you that I'm the right-of-way person at this point, not you, because you're backing out. I could be going straight, and if you hit me, then you're at fault. I'm right. So once she found that I was going to respond to her in her same energy, she chilled out. But that's my point is you no longer get to say and do what you want. I know my limitations because there could be consequences even with my extra.
Right.
But I will not allow you to be inhumane around me to myself or anybody because we have to correct behavior at this point. So 2024 showed me that there's an audacity at an all-time high, even including with myself at times. And in order for me to correct that, I have to first start with my own behavior, and then I'm going to correct you with yours.
Yes.
So I'm working on that.
Keeping yourself and others accountable.
Yes.
Whether they want it or not, you're going to get this accountability in 2025.
With these hands. Go on.
Did you see when I put on my story in 2025, like, I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm just going to put my gun on the table and start laughing. Just, you know what I mean? Like, it's dog, we're not doing this. We're just not. Yeah. And it kind of, it's funny, of course, like you said, there's obviously consequences to every action. Yeah. So obviously we have to be mindful. But yeah, we're no longer, I think the election also, which I want to touch on that. That's something that I wrote down. The election also kind of refocused us to speak up for ourselves.
Yes.
And to not only hold ourselves accountable, but hold others accountable.
Yes.
Right? Because that was traumatizing. And I think some of the energy, the low vibrational energy that we're all still feeling, well, the 92% of us, is still election depression.
We're going to talk about that 92%.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got words for them.
But yeah, so it's still, I think some of it is the remnants of election depression. We're not going into next month with all this hope. You know what I mean? We know exactly what we're getting on January 20th because we've had it for 4 years.
Yeah.
So we already know what we're getting. So we're still coming down from what we felt back in November.
Yeah.
And it's still weighing on us. And as Black women, well, some of us, I'll let you make your point, but for some of us still with some sense, we're still trying to not prove our worth, but we're still trying to show that we have value and we have worth. And again, the woman running for the highest office in the country lost to somebody so mediocre. And then you have, the little people like us fighting the same battles in our workspaces. Mm. And so we're just exhausted. So some of that, those vibes and that energy is still for sure weighing on me. And I need to reset and refocus, even though the results are the results. We gonna deal with what we got to deal with January 20th. Mm-hmm. But I want to approach it in a more healthy way for me to just try to make it through. Yeah. To hit the 92%.
That's all you could do. Oh, let me respond to that. I don't disagree with that. At the end of the day, like you said, the results are the results. Mm-hmm. And it's a daily struggle. You have to mentally be mindful that there are entities out there that are trying to take away our civil rights, right? So much that they want us to become uncivil. That's just the point, right? They're taking away our civil rights, so we are hopefully uncivil towards one another. So being mindful of that, we sometimes have to withdraw so we can re-enter spaces safely because we know we have to become civil in those spaces, which takes me on the bridge to the 92%. Okay. I'm a part of that 92%. And when I say that proudly with everyone else because of the moment. That was a moment in time. And here we are creating different moments where that 92% has dwindled into so many different areas. And we continue to show up disrespectful towards each other, even within that 92%. I'm going to touch on Beyonce. Okay.
Girl.
Queen Carter.
You know, and I'm in the Beehive, baby. So,
period.
Yeah.
Queen Carter put on a phenomenal performance at this halftime show on Christmas, right? And although, and I said this in a post, although I personally was not a fan of the Cowboy Carter album, it wasn't because it wasn't phenomenal. Right. It wasn't because there wasn't history made even with her, because there's so many others, but she's still a part of that history. It was, my gravitation was Lemonade. Yeah. And Lemonade for me was just, it made my Black woman scream. So that's going to always be my favorite. And then Renaissance, of course, because it made my disco scream. Okay. Right? But Beyonce is going to be Beyonce, and that's period. Even within the 92%, you see all these videos about, well, did you see this was a ritual? Well, did you see this? And did you see that? And I can't understand it. I don't like it. And she think, and you 92% women, specifically Black women, we are in a fight for our lives within each other. So that 92% truly is an arbitrary number outside of that election. Now you have to decide what type of woman do you really want to be, because you can't hide behind 92% anymore, because 92% is now a shield for bad behavior in other spaces. It's no longer a safe space for Black women. That's how I feel. Yeah. And because of that, I'm now in the 1% until I grow that community of more women that is consciously saying, I'm not going to disrespect another Black woman. Right. And again, lastly, going back to Beyonce is just to make it plain, there were so many women before her that couldn't get on the national stage. Right. So many women after her that could get on the national stage. She is one of many women, but very few at the same time, to be able to be on a national stage where another girl later will be able to take it to another level. She might be on the moon. We don't know where we're going to be. Right? Right. So to not make that a thing that we celebrate and to focus on other things is what we should be leaving in 2024. We should stop leaving our inhumane behavior in the 92%. So we can truly be a 92% that celebrates one another in all spaces.
I love that.
Yeah. Cheers.
So profound. Yes, very demure, friend.
Okay.
But yes, no, that I didn't even think of it that way. But the way you made that analogy with something current, and that makes so much sense. And you're right. We are often our own worst enemies. Yeah. And granted, we don't all have to like each other because we're all humans and different humans. We have our different tastes and whatnot. But the respect for each other should be there. Yeah. For sure. Just as another woman of color. Yes. Yeah. No.
And bringing the Black men too. Right. They're often left out. There's always a safe. I just read today. There's a restaurant in the Bay Area currently getting ready to close. It's been in business for 80 years. You want to know why they're getting shut down or they're closing? And they haven't identified who it was. Someone filed a lawsuit of discrimination because this restaurant of 80 years started doing a new trend, happy hour for ladies. So ladies' night. They felt excluded. They felt discriminated against. Wow. And you know why that's prevalent? Because the same thing is happening in the Ariane Simone lawsuit that we just lost, where Black spaces like Black Venture Capitalist Fund to give Black businesses, Black women businesses loans or capital. They sued because they felt that was discriminating. So these little small wins that people don't think of, they're really huge and they impact us. So if we're fighting about Beyonce and then let's say 2 days later, someone, let's say Grow, Glow, and Ho is this huge podcast in
And it will be.
2025. Yes. And will be in 2025. And we have an episode that says protecting Black spaces. We don't know what that will look like for us. We are no longer able to start. We will be no longer, girl, I'm so wound up. We will be forcibly no longer able to use our identifying words to one another. So while we're fighting on something small and then hiding behind the 92%, we truly could be the 92% to keep this going.
Yeah.
That's where I'm truly that's right.
Yeah. But that's, like we said, setting your intentions and being, intentional going into this new year. What you're focusing on, you're intentionally focusing on it because it can either make or break us as a Black community, right? So the tips and the things that you're giving out, the gems you're dropping right now, is life-saving tools because these are the spaces and these are the things, the accolades, the accomplishments and all that from our people.
Yeah.
And we're too busy focused on what she had on or how her hair was or whatever the case. That woman put on that show with all those Black people on that field, from cowboys to dancers to HBCU drum majors,
her daughter,
to background singers, to her legacy, her daughter. The same daughter that some of y'all dragged when she was a baby because her hair was kinky, coily, the way it naturally grows out of her scalp.
In the 92%.
And y'all hated on a baby.
Yes.
So you're absolutely right. And we definitely need to get our shit together as a community.
Yes.
Because we're already fighting the entire world.
Yes.
So why are we fighting within one another?
Yes.
There's room. I hate that crabs in a barrel mentality. There is room at the table for more than one pretty Black girl. There is room at the table for more than one successful Black podcast, even though there's nothing like Grow, Glow, and Ho and the podcast place. But, that's just me. But, there's room at the table for all of us to shine and succeed in our appointed moments.
Yes. I have a question for Solomon, actually.
Uh-oh.
You sparked
Good one.
this.
Yes.
That you can actually add value to this as well because you are our expert engineer, our producer, our amazing space, a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to see multiple podcasts.
Right.
I'm not asking you if one's better than the next, but I am asking you because you get to see that we all exist in this one space.
Right.
So can you add value to that? Whatever that looks like. I guess I didn't have a question.
Well, I was waiting for the question. Sort of left me stranded.
Cheers.
I guess the value I add really is that, like you said, the fact that I'm in this space, people ask me like, what's your best podcast? What's your most popular? And I said, everybody, look at the sign on the door. It says, let's create. Everybody creates in their own way. Everybody's special in their own way. And everybody expresses themselves in their own way. And so I've gained an appreciation to just let people exist where they are and appreciate them for that. I don't have to judge. I don't want to judge. I can just truly appreciate people stepping out of their comfort zones and doing something they've never done before, And, it's so funny because I'm one of those people, I'm not very good at like taking, compliments, right? So when people come to me and they say, none of this would have been possible without you, I just go, I'm just a servant. But then when you really think about it and you think about what it took for them to come here and the fact that you took all the barriers that they did take to come here, and then you took all the rest of them away, then it makes sense to me. And then I appreciate it even more. So I don't know if that adds to it or not, but that's just how I feel.
It does. And you drop some gems. And I will say, none of this would be possible without you. Because, baby, if you could have seen us in her house before we even found Kristen trying to figure out how to set up with an iPad and a cell phone. Yeah. So definitely take your flowers, Solomon, because you deserve them. But that definitely does add to what you were saying. And it makes sense. And like there's room here at the podcast place for so many different types of shows and different episodes and different people to come in here. Although it's a Black-owned space, he has opened it up for all.
Everybody's space. Yeah.
Right. And so it allows Black women to shine. It allows, white men to shine. Whoever, a dog could walk in there and, Solomon gonna work his magic. But the point is,
no dogs allowed.
No dogs
or
allowed.
not.
But,
I love. Sorry,
But I love
humor.
that. Right. I love that. And yes, that was such a good point you made about Beyonce. And I wasn't even correlating it with that, but because I saw your post, but it makes complete sense. And it's unfortunate that it even has to be addressed.
It's completely unfortunate. And in regards to, in our 2024, removing things and moving into a new space, I'm going to make it more personal that I've been recently trying to identify why is it that I typically would move to something else. Not so quickly, but I typically try different things. And then I came across this post and it just made me so happy. That's how I knew it was like divine. Because this Black woman said in this Black post, she goes, if you're someone that's multi-talented versus someone who isn't, that doesn't mean good or bad on one part or the other. It just means you have the capacity to try different things. You want to see, can I do this? And if you do it, great. And if you don't do it, so what?
Right.
But you tried it. Whereas someone might go, I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. And no shade to them, but they didn't try it.
Right.
So your thought could have taken you further if your action was aligned with it. My action was aligned with my thought because I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this today. I'm going to be this way. And so 2024, after coming back from Ghana, slowed down for me in regards to professionally, right? I have been more intentional about GGH because this is where I find I'm getting my best healing, my best self. I'm sharing more of myself. I've never done that before. So all the creative other areas I live in are on pause, right? Because this is where I'm finding the value. And going into 2025, I'm going to further that because now GGH will be doing some more things, some more tangible things. Absolutely. And I want to further that. I don't want to be a boss bitch. Okay, I don't want to be a boss chick. I don't want to be someone that people continue to call because they think I know it all. I'm going to grow in my resources like I have been doing. And I'm going to further that professionally in my business to be more consulting.
Right.
So what I learned from myself this year is I can do it because I've done it. Now I don't have to do it anymore. I'm just going to consult and make money that way.
Ooh, and hair time.
And well.
But you have the courage and the it's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm the grammar friend, and I done lost it. But you're not afraid to step out and put the ideas in here out on paper and then put feet to them and try it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Other people need to have an entire plan from A to Z, all the steps written out before they'll even put one foot in front of the other to even name their business or register it. Whereas you're like, have this idea, let me go register a business, or let me, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you might put something on the back burner. And that is definitely something I admire about you, because you don't let your, well, what if stop you, because there's always going to be what ifs.
Yeah.
Like anything we do, if you're trying a new recipe, well, what if this comes out nasty? If you're trying on a new outfit that you normally wouldn't wear, well, what if I don't look? But you're not afraid to try.
Yeah.
And I definitely appreciate and I acknowledge that and I admire that in you, because, and I know a lot of it has come from your past and things that you have or have not, experienced, but you don't let that stop you. You like, I'm going to try this, and whether it works or not, oh well, I'll just throw it away or start over.
You lost all that money? Yeah, I'll get it tomorrow.
Right. And not that you're just so, frivolous, because you've shared already your, struggle with, being unhoused and the whole nine. So it's not like you're just out here throwing money away like it's nothing, but you don't let that fear stop you from trying. You just came back from a trip and, it was like, I was nervous. Do I go? Do I not? But you went and ended up having yourself a great time. From what I saw, we still haven't got into it all. But yeah, so I admire that about you. And I think more people, myself included, can take note of that and say, the worst thing you can do is it just not work, but it's not going to kill you if it doesn't. Failure is a part of life, and I won't even call them failures. It just didn't work. That just wasn't, and it didn't work at that time.
It didn't work at that time.
It doesn't mean you can't circle back. Case in point, we started Grow, Glow, and Ho. Had a liar of a had a Funky LaFon's Liar of a person started.
Yeah.
We stopped it. Then we looked up, found Kristen.
Yeah.
That was great. And then life happened and we put it on pause. And while we were trying to figure it out, never once, and I give us both kudos, never once did we say, we're done, this is not going to work. It just wasn't at that time.
Right.
Fast forward a few months later, you're scrolling on Instagram and found Solomon. And now we're going strong. We're off to the races, So just because something doesn't happen, let that be. It's not our whole tip yet, but let that just be a little gem for you. If it doesn't happen in that moment, that doesn't mean it's a delay. It's not a denial.
Okay, with the credit.
A delay is not a denial. And that's something I've had to even tell myself as a young teen single mom, and a lot of no's and things came my way. I didn't get my first degree till I was 33 years old because I dropped out of school because I became pregnant at 18. And I had a lot of negativity spoken over me, but I also had positive things sown into my spirit that kept me going.
Yeah.
So when I got that first degree, it was like, okay, that delay wasn't a denial. Fast forward, then I get a second degree that I didn't even think I would get the first. A delay is not a denial. Then fast forward, I crossed into Delta Sigma Theta land that I've been wanting since forever. But a delay is not a denial. And I think that is a mindset that we can take with us into this new year.
Yeah.
The no's and things that we've heard this year individually, right, could have stopped us both dead in our tracks and shut Grow, Glow, and Hold down because we were just frustrated.
Yeah.
But we kept going.
Yeah. Why? Because we were still hoeing. Like,
Still hoeing.
The only thing that would stop is the actual effort.
Mm-hmm.
Not the energy,
Right.
Not the plan, not the course, the effort. The effort is the only thing that stops. And to your point about everything, and thank you so much for the compliment, there is so much fear in what if it don't? What if it don't? And then there's also fear in what if it do? I've created some amazing platforms, businesses in my space where, even I was like, whoa, I didn't expect this.
You go, girl.
Yeah. Now, how do I maintain it? Because it's just me. How do I do this? Now I'm like, how can I be my own admin when that's what I do? And I know what it takes to help a business, but at the same time, I'm the business. I need help. And oftentimes, and this is the encouragement I want to give small businesses, specifically businesses under a certain size and under a dollar amount, growing your business when you're starting out to be a support of somebody else's business is phenomenal. Keep in mind, you both are starting. I'm not saying cut your rates. I'm saying grow with the business. There's opportunity in small business. And right now, with all this DEI and stuff becoming a thing again, and with the fact that we're getting an administration that's already fighting like girls online,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know where our employment lies or will lie because we don't know how a lot of these corporations are going to respond once the administration comes in. Because some of them are already responding.
Right.
Some of them are waiting to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a small Black business, you truly are depending on support. Now you're going to shift said support to, oh, you can help me grow and you're a small Black business that does this. Maybe we can collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
But the capital isn't there yet. So collaborate with the idea of growth. You might take a light cut in what you particularly want to charge, but you know that this business has the potential to grow. Grow with the business. Offer your services at a discounted rate with the idea that you're going to scale with them. And then do a tier program. Like I'm saying all this because this is what I've been saying for quite some time over years, which is how I've been operating when I collaborate with businesses. Okay, your money isn't there, but this is what I can do for you. And when you get to this mark, let's talk about the rate increase.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about it again. And then let's talk about it again. But now what I know is when you're looking for other help, oh, I have a company I can refer or intern or an admin or whomever I can refer to you, business, because now you are in a space where you can pay for actual help.
Absolutely.
So that's how I'm looking at my 2025, the same way I've been looking at it previous years, is don't take the bag and run. Take the bag and plant. Build bigger trees within the community. And that's why this 92% is so important to me, because this is who's going to allow it to grow.
Right. Sometimes that bartering, like you said, is very helpful because, like you said, they may not have it, I may not have it, but how can we grow together?
Yeah.
And what can we produce that will turn into what we need it to be. Everybody has to start somewhere. And I think this microwave generation, we, and I'm again in the plural sense of the word, want everything fast, 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 fast. I want the bag fast. But nobody wants to put in the work and the lonely nights and the tear-filled nights when you're not quite sure what's happening.
Yes.
Fast, fast, fast. So that's a perfect point and some great advice for not only my small Black businesses, but our listeners, right?
Mhm.
Grow with others.
Yeah.
Allow your network. That's why it takes a village. That saying didn't just come out of thin air.
Mhm.
It's
And
been
ink wraps
tried.
in a barrel.
It has been tried and tested and proven that it takes a village and that there is room at the table for
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reclaim our time.
Come on, Auntie Maxine.
Okay.
Listen, 2025. I don't think 2025 is ready
It's up.
for the energy that some of us are going to intentionally go into it with.
Yeah.
For me, 2024 was very trying. I experienced more mental health challenges in this year than I ever have.
Mhm.
To where honestly, and I've said to you out of my mouth, I don't think I'm going to make it. And, we did the episode in Suicide Awareness Month and we offered resources because there are so many people who are that low or lower and don't even have the language to reach out and tell somebody, I need help. When we were talking another day, I know I told you I'm not alone, but I'm lonely. But I'm not alone because I know that I have people behind me, encouraging me, praying for me, calling me, texting me, or even when I don't know what they're thinking of me. Like I fall on their mind and they send positive vibes, again, that energy. And I know that something is on the other side of this.
Sure.
I don't know what it is, but I feel it very strongly, that energy, right, that we're talking about. Something's on the other side of this. And so 2025, baby, y'all might need to put y'all shades on because it's about to get bright.
And we
around here.
About to be real sparkly.
Sparkly.
Yes.
Yes. So it just, I'm excited. I'm nervous, being honest, because again, we don't know what's on the other side. But the only place we can go is up.
Girl, I'm excited. I'm so excited because I got my passport and it's current, right?
Yes.
I use it. So
Where we going?
Okay, in case I need to go to the other side of that border, I can get in.
Of any border.
Of any border. I'm good there. I have money being saved because that's important outside of the banks these days. So I feel good about that because the commodity is going to be that plus food plus everything else. It might be my batteries, right? So I'm not going to allow myself to go down this rabbit hole of what ifs because the what ifs are currently happening. The what ifs are going to happen and I'm going to live like everybody else do. Right. I'm going to walk outside and swipe my debit card and say it's going through, even if I have to go like this. You know what I'm saying? It's going to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go in and make some steak because I know how to now make steak. I've been practicing on my little griddle. Yeah.
Okay.
I bought rosemary. Right? I'm going to eat good before this whole situation, possibly happen or whatever, the inflation of food. But all of that is going to be a thing. The most important thing I'm most excited about is reminding myself to breathe through it. Don't allow your thoughts to take you in a place that is hard to come out of because at the end of the day, it's you and your thoughts. It's not the circumstance. It's you and your thought. And if you allow your thought to rule your other positive side of you, which is the other side of the mountain that I look at, then I'm removing myself from getting there faster because now I got to work through all of this just to get back where I was headed to anyway. Right. So just be mindful, be mental, be prayerful, be spiritual, be all kind of things about intention. And it just comes down to intention.
Right. Yeah. We are dropping gems. Yeah. And so before we, obviously let y'all go celebrate this new year, we got to get to our whole tip. But you just gave something that was like, I'm still processing what you just said. And whole tip. Going into 2025, what is something you will leave in 2024? And what is something you will take with you into 2025? So it's like a two-parter type of
tip. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Not what I'm going to leave, but I'll take with me later. What am I leaving in 2024? I'm leaving in 2024.
Come on. Yes.
Anything that's not prepared to go into 2025, because my new year started today, because it is a new year, and it's going to start again tomorrow. So I'm going to, every day is a new year for me. Thank you, God, for this bed. Thank you, God, for this house. And then tomorrow, thank you, God, for letting me live in this bed, in this house, another 24 hours, because every 30 days is a new set of rent. And I thank God when I get ready to pay that. So I'm leaving in 2024. In 2025, I'm accepting my year of joy and abundance. Happiness flows effortlessly into my life, and I welcome every moment with gratitude and an open heart. Anything that comes with that is positive. Anything doesn't is in 2024.
I love that. I need to clap it up for that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. 2024. What am I leaving? I'm going to leave the things that I cannot let go of. Every negative word, every negative seed that has been sown in my spirit from whenever to current, I'm going to leave all of the things that no longer serve me in 2024. And I am taking with me my accountability. I am taking with me my faith. And I am taking with me all of those people who have pushed me throughout this time and told me I can do it when I could not see my way to the next day. I am taking those people that I mean more to them than I even sometimes mean to myself. So that's my whole tip. I'm not going to let not nary another soul, even if that's me, pour another piece of negative or leave another negative seed in me. Solomon, what are you leaving in 2024? And what are you going to take?
You guys didn't prep me for these questions.
There's no prep. We don't have the answers on here.
Well, I guess I don't know what I'm leaving. I guess, but I think the biggest thing for me is I want to get better at goal setting.
Okay.
I've always been a person to rely on my ability, rely on myself, and look at it as this is what God gave me. This is what I'm going to use. And so you sort of build from within, right? And you don't take enough time to sort of look up and say, okay, I vaguely know the direction I want to go, but I've never said, this is what I want. You know what I mean? I want to see myself here at this point. Yeah. And I think I want to get better at that. And part of that is you always feel like, well, what if that's not what God wants for you? And so you always have this doubt of saying, how much of me do I put out there and say what I want? Is God going to put it back in my face? And so you just sort of end up in this gray zone. And I think I want to trust myself more and trust that this desire to create goals is coming from God. And if I can do that and set better goals, I feel like I'm in a position to really like grow my business, grow my personal life, do all these things. So that's the biggest thing. Yeah. So I guess I'm leaving doubt.
Okay.
I'm leaving self-doubt behind.
Love that. Well, there's our whole tip. Let's cheers it up.
Okay. Yeah. I love that.
I love it. Oh, you have to drink. So y'all, we are coming down to it. 2024 is coming to an end. I think we have about 10 seconds left into this to go into this new year. It drops.
I always do that. This is not an indication of 2025.
No, it's not, but it's what we're leaving. The dropsies. So we have a timer. If you are watching while you're watching, we want you to count down with us and let's go into 2025 with a bang.
Yes.
Y'all ready?
It's on New Year's Eve for those that stay in the house.
Y'all ready? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Hey.
Blow the whistle and Solomon make it rain.
Oh.
Hey, I'm taking my okay, coin.
Happy New Year. Grow, glowing home. We'll see you in 2025.
Hey.